Is Kyle Kuzma a problem for the Lakers?
So this is going to be a little bit different of a video. I haven't written a script or anything, but I really wanted to talk about it because I'm not convinced that Kyle Kuzma is or will ever be a high-level contributor to an NBA team, at least in the current situation that he's in. And there's a lot of different reasons why I think this, and I'm going to get into all of them in this video. And I want to preface this by saying that this video is not made to bag on Kyle Kuzma, tear him down and insult him, make fun of him or anything like that. I'm looking at this from like a legitimate basketball standpoint, you know, from his situation, the way he's been playing, what we've seen from him and what we've seen that he's capable of. I want to look at what's wrong and what I think needs to be done differently in the future in order to maximize his potential as an NBA player. Before we get into it, my name's Alex. If you're new to the channel, I'm posting NBA content multiple times a week. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. And if not, leave a like on the video. It really helps me out and helps support this channel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So just from a counting stats standpoint, Kyle Kuzma didn't really have that bad of a season. He put up 13 points per game, 6 rebounds, didn't do a whole lot of playmaking, but he shot 36% from 3, which is very solid. Field goal percentage of 44%, which you can live with, and a free throw percentage of 69%. Nice, but it could be better. That is a little concerning, but you can live with it for now. He's almost a 70% free throw shooter on the year. He's a 73% free throw shooter for his career, so you can live with that. He only attempts 1.5 free throws per game, so it's not like he's getting to the line a whole lot. He has an effective field goal percentage of 53%, which is good. So his counting stats are not necessarily anything that's concerning by any means. However, if you look at his playoff stats, and not just this year, you can look at his playoff stats for last year, and I understand last year they won a championship, so all of this is kind of able to go in one year and out the other, but last year he put up 10 points per game, which is solid. He shot 43% from the field. The concerning part is that he shot 31% from 3, and as a wing around LeBron James, you definitely need to be able to stretch the floor and open up space in order for him to create not only for himself, but for his teammates. And Kyle Kuzma wasn't able to do that in last year's postseason run. Even though they won, it didn't really matter. They had, in my opinion, a better supporting cast last year. I understand everyone said the Lakers won the offseason this past season, but I disagree. I think last year's team was better. They had Danny Green, who has been absolutely on fire this year, and Dwight Howard, who is probably one of the best backup centers in the NBA, was really key for them making their championship run. So then you look at this year, and I understand everything went wrong for them this year. Anthony Davis went down. We're probably not even having this conversation if Anthony Davis wasn't injured or if LeBron James didn't have that ankle injury earlier on in the season. But in this 6-game series that the Lakers just got eliminated in, Kyle Kuzma averaged 6 points per game, 4 rebounds. He shot 29% from the field. Not from 3, that is from the field. He shot 29% from the field. And it's one thing if you're attempting 2 or 3 shots per game and you're shooting like that. That's still not great, but at least you're not hogging the ball and putting up more shots than you need to be. He is attempting 8 shots per game, shooting 29% from the field. That is not good. That is bad. Furthermore, he shot 17.5% from three-point range. Now again, I reiterate, it's one thing if you're attempting 1 or 2 threes per game and you're shooting that bad. He is attempting 4 3-pointers a game and shot 17.5% from 3. That is incredibly concerning. And I understand that, you know, one thing that Kyle Kuzma was said to bring to the table was defense. That he's physically gifted. He's got great physical tools in order to make him a solid defender, but he really wasn't great on defense this year. One of the big reasons that the Lakers had such a great defense this season is primarily due to Frank Vogel's coaching, and I understand he's probably getting a lot of hate right now, but Frank Vogel is a very good defensive coach, and he's one of the biggest reasons why they had such a great defense. Obviously, LeBron was a all-defense caliber player prior to his injury earlier on in the season, and Anthony Davis is a defensive player of the year caliber player when he is healthy. But Kyle Kuzma really didn't do a whole lot to add to that, and that is concerning for someone who has been touted to be this quote-unquote third star behind LeBron and Anthony Davis. So what do I think is causing all of this? Well, there's a couple of different things. One of the big things is just his decision making. So this first one that I want to take a look at is pretty bad. It's a little bit more forgivable than the one I'm about to show you next, but the issue here is that the Lakers are in the fourth quarter. They are down 12. They had been building momentum up until this moment. Things were starting to heat up a little bit for them. They had been making a bit of a run. Phoenix's offense was stagnating a bit, and then it comes to this. So Kyle Kuzma gets the steal. That's great. And then he puts up that layup. And I'm sorry, that is just terrible transition offense. It's not just the fact that it was a highly contested layup. It's the fact that he has two defenders on him. You have Mikal Bridges and Devin Booker coming up on him. He puts up a terrible shot. And the issue is, in transition offense, you are not supposed to just dribble it up and put up a contested layup with two defenders on you. That's just not what you're supposed to do. He had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is coming to the right and he's coming straight to the middle. Devin Booker is coming straight to the middle. Wesley Matthews is back on the three-point line. And you see these guys, they're all in a straight line. So Kuzma doesn't really have anyone to pass to anyways. But instead of putting up a contested layup, what he should have done is slowed down, came out to the perimeter a bit, looked for an open pass, because as of right now, it is a 4-on-2 play. You've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Dennis Schroeder, and Wesley Matthews all behind you. And instead of pulling out to the three-point line, creating some space, and finding someone driving to the interior, he puts up a contested layup over two defenders, gets blocked, and KCP fortunately puts up a layup, so it saved him a little bit. The next one is the egregious one. So again, this is a situation where the Lakers had been building some momentum. They're still down 14 points, so it's not like things were going great up until this point. But Kyle Kuzma's in the game, and he brings the ball up, and here he goes. Dribbles at the top of the key, and puts up a pull-up jumper. Now, the issue here is that Kuzma has multiple guys that he can pass to instead of putting up a very low percentage shot. Not only are you extremely far away from the basket, he has Kentavious Caldwell-Pope here that he can pass to and then swing it out to LeBron and give LeBron an opportunity to create a shot. He also has Talen Horton-Tucker to his right, and he just kills the momentum by putting up that bad jump shot. So really what this boils down to is not just the fact that he hasn't been a great shooter in the playoffs historically. It's an issue to his decision making and his shot selection. I can forgive a lot of things on the court as long as you're putting in good effort, you're trying your best to make good decisions, but when your team has momentum and you are not necessarily the first or the second option on the team and you haven't been shooting great in the playoffs up to this point, you have LeBron James on your team. You have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's a great three-point shooter. Now, that's more of a concrete issue that you can it's more quantitative and you can look at it and see it with your eyes. But the last issue that I really want to talk about with Kyle Kuzma that seems concerning to me, and we kind of see it with Tyler Hero in Miami, is these guys almost seem more interested in the celebrity status of being an NBA player than they do with actually improving as a player and being the best player that they can be. We have seen what Kyle Kuzma is capable of, particularly with his first season in LA as a rookie. He put up 16 points per game. He shot 36% from three, 45% from the field, 70% from the free throw line. He was a solid defender. And since then, he hasn't really improved much. In his sophomore season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, shot 30% from the field, so it wasn't great. Still had concerns with his shot selection, but at least he was scoring the rock. Shot great from the free throw line for a second-year player, 75%, which is a good indication of three-point success in the future. And then from there, he regressed. And I understand they got Anthony Davis, so he was getting fewer shots, but he regressed to a 13 points per game score, and he's kind of stayed there up until this point. There are players that were a part of this Lakers young core, like Brandon Ingram and even Lonzo Ball. They've improved their game. They've added a lot of different tools. Brandon Ingram has become an underrated playmaker. He's improved as a defender. He's become a great shooter, great scorer. Lonzo Ball has become one of the most reliable three-point shooters in the NBA. He's a solid facilitator, an elite perimeter defensive threat. It's almost as if the Lakers kept the wrong guy. And Kyle Kuzma, we've seen, if you follow him on Instagram, he's more concerned with his pregame outfits than he is with actually winning those games. These are just some concerns that I have with Kyle Kuzma. I think he can improve as a player, but do I think that the Lakers should keep him around? Honestly, no. They gave him that contract extension. It kicks in this next season. He'll be making $13 million over at least the next 2 years, I believe. He might be around. The problem is his value is at an all-time low. They had the opportunity to move him while he still had very solid value. That's just not the case right now. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe. I'm posting NBA content like this multiple times a week, so if you like this kind of stuff, please be sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video, comment below what you think the Lakers should do with Kyle Kuzma, and I will see you guys in the next video.